This video is how to change center lock Porsche wheels. This is a 2014 Porsche 911 Turbo S. And I've upgraded from the silver busy design stock wheels to these HRE wheels. And so this is going to be the process of what I went through, how to do it yourself. The 911 is clearly in need of a new set of tires. While I'm getting tires, I might as well get some new wheels with it, right? This Ultra Ligera OZ wheel is just a little bit busy for me. And there's some other, I've not heard of the Forged One brand. Now, here's the black wheel and tire package. And this is the carbon fiber wheel. Like I said, those are nice, but man, that's a lot of cash for that wheel. Okay, I think that's what I want then, in gloss black. There we go. It's even on a Porsche with the center hub. That looks great, actually. I think that's the winner right there. So I have a couple options. I can order them from HRE, tires, mounted, balanced, pressure sensors and all those, and then I have to put them on. Or I could have the wheels shipped to the Porsche dealer and have them mount and balance the tires onto the wheels and install them onto the car. Good thing Baron's got the utility vehicle. Fit all four in there. And this is why one dude and a dog need a 4-bedroom house. Hell yeah, America. Oh yeah. Look at that finish. These are the 305 30ZR20s. God, these things are massive. Now that's a footprint. The first tool we need is actually in the front of the car. So let's open the hood. And what you're going to want to do is lift up on this cover, gently slide it out. Also on this side, pop it out. Make sure you don't scratch your paint anywhere. In this little container right there on the driver's side, you're going to find the tool that you need. So you've got the hub tool that goes over the center caps. And in the bottom of this, you'll find this little tool is for prying the Porsche crest off the center. Now I have all the tools I need. I have this part that was in the center cap socket to pull the crests off. I have this piece to actually act as a socket on the center caps. I had to get an adapter to go from a 1-inch to the 3/4 inch so that it'll go in there at 3/4 inch. And that's because the multiplier I got, it has a 3/4 in, but it has a 1-inch out. So that's why I needed this adapter to go from that 1-inch to the 3/4 here. I also had to buy a bigger torque wrench to get to the necessary torque I need. And then this piece, this is an alignment tool. And what you do is put this in the center when you're removing or installing a wheel to keep it going straight. That way you don't damage these very expensive carbon ceramic brake rotors. I'm also going to need a spreader as well, since I'm doing this by myself. Since this guy's not able to hold the brake pedal down for me, I need the spreader to do that. Also a tube of the center cap grease for installation. Although I'm not the best about reading instructions, in this particular case I will, just because the mistakes could be so expensive. So in the owner's manual, in the back, it starts with the section on changing wheels, and it goes through the 5-lug design and eventually to the center lock section. So I'll be going through this as I do the process. Now it's time to put those wheels on that car. They're going to be 245s in the front and 305s in the rear. Here's the two rear ones together. Just an example of what's considered kind of a big tire for a sport bike is nothing compared to these 911 tires. Now I need to look at them and identify direction. There doesn't appear to be any direction on the outside. That makes me a little nervous though. I don't want to put them on wrong. These are a Pilot Sport 4S, and all they have is an outside label, but they don't have any kind of arrows. I called Tire Rack just to be damn sure that it doesn't matter which way they go, but he confirmed that it is outside only. Because they're different width, obviously you can't rotate front to back, but since they're asymmetrical, he said that you've got a wider portion on the outside than the inside, which you can see here, and that helps you for cornering better. But as far as left versus right, it doesn't matter, and that's good because that means I can actually rotate left to right to help even out the... First thing is to get that center cap off, first the crest. There'll be a little slit in one spot. You just take the tool and in theory, oops, pry it out, just be a little bit more careful than I was. Okay, I'm checking to make sure the rear parking brake is set. And okay, it's set. Should also put a couple boards under one of the opposite tires to make sure that everything's in place and stays that way. Now you see on this, there's that little part sticking out the front, and in here you've got a spring-loaded thing. So this, when it first pushes in, it's gonna hit that little springy job, and then it's gotta go all the way in before it locks in place. So that's what you gotta make sure you're pushing in to get that right. Always read the label too on these things. This is actually a 3-to-1 input-output ratio. My math will be 440 foot-pounds divided by 3, and that's what I'll have to do for the input. Okay, just to be clear, I want the socket to go that way to loosen that bolt. So I want to push down on that side, which means my stabilizer bar off the multiplier has to go against the ground here. It's clearly scratching my floor, so I need to put something down there. So I've got it on the ground. I've got it broken loose. Now that it's broken loose, I can put it back up in the air, get that off, and swap the wheel. The book shows the spot you want to be under, directly under, so you don't break something on the back to jack it up. In order to get a little bit more confidence in my jack, I put a bolt in the end of it to sort of find the home for the insert hole on the underside of the frame. That'll just help keep it from just purely sliding off the side at least. Now the jack's up where it needs to be. I've got it moved out of the way this much as I can to give myself the most room to work on the wheel. Now I've got plastic under that protecting my garage floor. Now, should just be a matter of sure raising that wheel. I don't like the idea of that. There we go. Okay. Now I can see it moving, I feel better. Now I shouldn't need the multiplier anymore. So I'm gonna take that bulky thing out of there. You want to be real careful not to scratch your body panels here. Maybe I don't even need the torque wrench. There we go. It's gonna come off by hand now. And there's your center cap. Before I take that wheel off, I'm going to use my alignment tool to make sure that I don't screw up those brake discs with this. So here's that alignment tool. It's threaded now. I'm just going to gently pull the wheel off. And there we go. Now, put the new one on. And you see those little kind of studs sticking out? Those are alignments to go into those holes in the back of the wheel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to learn more about how to enjoy amazing machines like this.